Well, normally we try to start off a little more upbeat, but before we officially get started with today's podcast, we will be remiss if we don't acknowledge the recent tragedies that's taken place. Uh, one in Buffalo 2 weeks ago, and as of this week, the one that happened in Texas. The more I see this type of stuff happening, the more I get irritated. But for those who don't know what I'm talking about, if you know about what happened in Buffalo, you know what happened in that shopping center. But if you don't know what happened in Texas, a 18-year-old went into a elementary school. Well, first off, he shot his grandmother. And then he went into an elementary school and decided to target kids and people. So there was 19 children slaughtered and 2 adults being the teachers. And obviously, with this tragedy comes the ever so lopsided, divided discussion of gun control, all this stuff. And I know this is a wrestling podcast and I try to stick to the topic, but some things some discussions are far greater than wrestling, in my opinion. We'll get to it because that's what we're here for, but it would be ignorant of me to try to get people or try to ignore it or try to act like this doesn't exist, because at one point, this one thing we was dealing with was COVID. One thing we was dealing with was all this stuff, Black Lives Matter, all this stuff going on. And it's like, I think when I heard the news, I was more so irritated with myself, not because of this happening. I was more so irritated with myself because I was nonchalant with it. It was like, oh, another shooting. Okay. That's literally, and when I thought back, I said, and it literally 3 seconds later, I said, did I just say okay? That's not okay. We should not be numb to this senseless act. And then you got the media out here trying to humanize this fool, talking about he was bullied, he was poor, but I can dispute the poor part because this man taking pictures with iPhone 13. Nigga ain't poor. And the bully part, I understand nobody deserves to be bullied. I don't care who you are. I don't care how you don't deserve to be bullied. But, and as someone who growing up, I didn't have everything. I didn't have the lavish life that a lot of people were afforded to. And I wasn't able to, and mainly it was out of my control as a kid. But when you deal, what do you know what I do when I deal with bullying? I was bullied. I found an outlet. I went to a gym. I went training. I went outside. I punched a tree at one point. I did everything to myself, but not once did I sit there and say, I want to harm people, let alone kids. Kids that can't even defend themselves. Kids that can't even fathom what's going on. I'm sitting here before we came on today. I was listening to CNN and they was doing, not CNN, I was listening to ET and they was talking about it. And you had the parents just breaking down you, and it's like, how can you look at this person? And you had one father that asked that question: how can you look at this girl and say, I'm gonna shoot her? How can you do that so senselessly, and then you have the media having the nerve to say, hey, let's humanize him, or hey, let's not, guns are not the problem. Like, I don't care about your political views. I don't care about your your stance on gun control. Something needs to be done. We should not be numb to this situation. You have any thoughts?
Well, first off, I really, oh God, I can't even. First off, I'm very overwhelmed. And I can't even. When I tell you it took me a while to just process, I was just like, why? Like that's all I kept like asking, like why? Like what brought you to just have a breaking point to the point where you unleash yourself onto innocent
People,
lives?
people, lives, children.
Just children, just people, just innocent people, just period, and like just human beings, period. It's just like, in some ways, I'm not gonna lie about it. Like from my point of view, like one day, like I do want to have kids, but then it's just like, dang, like you can't even. I'm like, dang, it feels like you can't even take your own child to school no more. Like without knowing in the back of your mind, like anything can happen today. You know what I'm saying? Like I pray and hope you come back home safely, but then it's like it's like now you have this horror in your head, and it's like if it's just not gonna go away, because you know what can go down in 24 hours. I just, man, I honestly, like, it made me very upset, very angry, because it's like, to me, it's like you're condoning it when you're not saying anything, you're not speaking up, you're not doing anything about it, you're just letting it ride. This is not this is something that is not even supposed to take place at all. And I feel like if you're going to purchase a weapon, I feel like just like how they do background checks on people for jobs, do background checks on people who are trying to get a gun. Do that. Do a psych evaluation tests. Do, like, yes, like it needs to be done, because this is not this ain't enough. Like just
They
you
do.
just
when
letting it happen. Like this ain't enough. Y'all need to tighten up.
when I got my gun permit, they did a background check, but some part of me feels like they didn't do enough,
Enough.
because it's like, not saying I am, but how do you know I'm not mentally unstable? Like, I believe
Exactly.
what their background check was probably, oh, is he have any crimes? Like, you do know that people can get away with crimes if they know the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm friends and I'm associates with a lot of people from across the border, across the states, like Australia and all that stuff, and they say it is the layers to try to even get a permit is intense. I believe they said it's like a 4-step process. Like, you have to have a legit reason why you need a gun. You have to
Mm-hmm.
have an extensive background check. You have to have a mental evaluation, and I believe someone said that they even have to interview their neighbors and their parents before you even get considered of having a gun. So it's a whole process. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe they have it, some of them, where you have to not. I could be wrong, but or they could be wrong because I don't live there. But I believe and I'm like, I agree with that, because I believe if you want to be intense, like if people, because always got people out here talking about, oh, guns aren't the problem, guns aren't killing people, people are killing people. But I saw someone say, well, here's another caveat for you: if people are killing people and not guns are killing people, who's holding the gun?
Exactly.
People. So why are you using that excuse? People and guns are the problem. The reason, and you can tell a lot of people don't really listen to what they're saying. We're not saying get rid of guns altogether. If you just want your freedom to have a gun, we're saying make it less accessible for guns that are more lethal. AR-14s, however many ARs or shotguns should not be as easy to get as a Glock. I'm sorry. It anything that is automatic where it can release a plethora of bullets should not be easily accessible as a regular Glock or a revolving gun. It should not. And to be honest with you, if someone tells me right now, say, hey, you have to give up your gun or go through a proper background check, mental check, I will gladly do that.
Yep, fine, that's cool.
That's cool with me, because I'm not, and this humanization of the assailant or the maniac needs to stop with the media. Like, we don't need to know their background. The only thing I want to know background is if there was no bullets in his head when they dropped him. I'm not humanizing. The moment you pull a trigger on a person, let alone a child, I don't sympathize with you. The bullying excuse, crock of shit. The poor excuse, crock of shit. Because it costs nearly $2,000, if not more, to get an AR. Fool got 2. Plus other weapons. Come on, man.
It's like, yeah, I could be angry sometimes, but you don't see me out here coming back and shooting up everybody, let alone children.
Lecrae put on social media, school shootings since 2019, according to most recent World Population Review. A lot I saw on this list. I saw two groups had one mass shooting since 2019. Brazil, France had 2, Canada 2, Afghanistan 3, Pakistan 4, Nigeria
Italy
4,
0,
India 5, South Africa 6, Mexico 8, and the United States 288.
Almost 300.
And you know what's the most irritating is the fact that it's nearly 150 plus days in 2022, and there's been 212 plus shootings this year alone. But before we get angry more than we already are, all we can do is here at the GRESH Unleashed podcast, as well as all of us around the world, can just continue to send our sincere thoughts with them. And to be honest with you, I feel like thoughts and prayers aren't enough anymore. Something has to change. That's all I have to say. That's all we have to say.
Smashed him. You what? What the hell? I get no bitches.
Ladies and gentlemen, outside of that, we'll try to get back on track as much as possible. But greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the GRESH Unleashed podcast. And outside of the heartfelt that we had to do, got to try to liven the mood up just a little bit. If you are joining us live, whether you listen to on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you listen to, I might as well do the intro right. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, with jobs, without jobs, with baby mama problems, whatever the case may be. It is your purveyor of mischief, Gresh, bringing you once again another installment of the GRESH Unleashed podcast. And always joining me is the Queen of Rebels, Suela the Bandit. Outside of what we talked about a few moments ago, how's your week been?
My week has been good. I'm just gonna get that out the way now. A little hilarious, but fun fact at the same time. I finally had got my driver's license permit like a couple weeks ago, so I like it. It's just I hate parallel parking. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I can't stress that out enough. I can't stand doing it. Like I had to practice it so many times. I'm like, this is just, man, what idiot designed this? Like, can I please stop? Like this is stressing me out. Like I can't deal. But it's not so bad as I thought it would be. But other than that, like I was like, let me just go ahead and take the test. At least let me get my permit. Like at least get that out the way. But I got that out the way, got over the fear of it, took the test, passed. It was pretty cool. What else has happened this week? The Tribal Chief's birthday was yesterday. For those that y'all don't know. Oh, and a funny fact. Paul Heyman liked my little comment that I made yesterday. I was like, hold on, what? If y'all didn't see it, it was on my Instagram story yesterday. I was so happy. I was like,
she's such a fangirl. It is hilarious.
And Lauryn Hill's birthday is today. So, yeah, shout outs to the queen, Lauryn Hill.
It is. You are literally a fangirl. It is hilarious. It is hilarious to see. Like, girl.
I know, I have my moments.
Like, girl, come on now. Come on. Don't be Sami Zayn up in here talking about being a dick rider.
I don't even want to talk about that individual. I'm just like, dude. Like, I know I have my days, but come on. Relax.
Dick rider.
I was like, man, I was like, come on, Sami Zayn, you do it way too much, sir. Like, but other than that, it's been a great week. I got a chance to knock out 200 sit-ups, so I'm finally at the 200 mark, hoping to reach for 300, which is a good thing. It feels like you're dying, but it's perfect.
Hey, man. This is literally my first few days off because I'm fresh off of working 8 days in a row at work.
Okay.
You deal with clients that don't know what they want, that don't know what they want to do. It's just so much going on to the point where you like, do I do this? Do I really need to do this? Do I need this job? Yeah, I need this job. Yeah, I need this job.
And I have to be a bridesmaid Sunday, so that's gonna be beautiful.
Everybody getting married except me, thank God.
Hello, like my cousin is getting married Sunday. So, ooh, praise Jesus!
I don't need to get married. No, if I get, no, it ain't that I ain't ready for it. But if I get married, good luck.
Oh well, yeah.
Good luck, because my schedule is all over the place.
But that's the thing. Like that's why I'm hoping when that happens, like whoever our future spouse is, they will already like come in with the right mindset. They already know what they dealing with.
She got her thing. I got my thing.
Right? Like that's all I ask.
And then my priorities will always be in order. But the moment we need to be together, we'll be together. But understand, like, hey, if I'm out at like 4:00 in the morning, I ain't cheating on you. I'm working.
Thank you. Like that's all. Like I just want us to have the same understanding. That's all I need.
That's all. But before we get off track, as always, let's shout out our Patreon backers over on patreon.com/GRESH for being a official sponsor for this podcast. They're the only sponsors we got and we can afford because we don't have enough of y'all listeners listening to us to get official sponsors, but we'll get there at some point. But in the meantime, I appreciate y'all for dropping or parting with your hard-earned money to support this little venture that we got going on, because you don't really have to. It's there. I don't really go out of my way and beg for you to support. But if you are listening, whatever you listen to on your podcast, I appreciate you guys for supporting said podcast and listening to me and my friends ramble about nonsense in real life and culture and all that good stuff. But we won't be here too long because I'm not really trying to talk about all the WWE wrestling stuff that we talked about this week. Because let's be real, I don't remember jack shit about anything that happened on Raw, NXT. Like I remember the opening, like the six man tag, because it appears, and that's like a nice little segue. That's a nice little segue into our to our main topic. Are they building up Matthew Riddle? I said
Yeah,
Riddle
Riddle.
as the potential challenger for the tribal chief,
Hey.
Roman Reigns. Because did you even get a chance to listen to this promo that he cut?
Yes, I did. A little bit.
What you thought about it? Like, did you, from your point of view, like, I'm not talking about no full analytic breakdown. We don't do
I
that
just
here.
feel like he was
I'm,
firing. Yeah, I know. I just feel like he was firing shots. You know, he was still a little upset for the fact that they lost. You know what I'm saying, on SmackDown, and you know he just still felt bad for the fact that Randy Orton wasn't there. And I'm just like, okay, bro, like we get it.
nah,
Like I
you're
get you
talking
mad.
you're talking from a fan's point of view. I'm talking about, like, do you see him as giving Roman
Oh well,
a
yeah.
solid
Like
match? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Like I think. I mean, yeah. I mean, let's face it. You need the man for crying out loud. Like y'all need to
No,
fight.
no, not just that. If you look at, like drama aside, because I know a lot of people on social media are not really a fan of Riddle because of the whole. I'm guessing at one point the speaking out movement, all that good stuff. Not good stuff. It's bad stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, from my point of view, and if I might piss somebody off. I might not. I don't really care. But unless it's affecting me, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you do in between your sheets or behind the scenes. Now, if you're a weirdo
Yeah,
and
then
you
it's
go after
like,
kids or you go after underage people, then we got a
yeah, you
problem.
tripping. Yeah, you tripping for real, for
Like,
real.
I will never forgive Redacted Dream for fumbling the bag. That
Yeah.
man had everybody behind him, and he just had to be a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
But in Riddle's case, if you want to be, because I don't really give, like, the more I sit here, the more I don't give a shit about behind the scenes as much as a lot of these people do. So it's like, if he's cheating or whatever, I'm pretty sure he just got divorced. Put that to the side and
Yeah,
realize
like come
and
on,
realize that
like
this man
deal
is
with that
grown.
later. Like
And realize that this man is growing as far as, like, what he brings to the table.
mm-hmm.
Like, he's
Yes.
growing with the fans. He's getting over with the fans, with those who are watching. Like, even in the crowd, this dude, everybody, even though they're probably chanting RKO, but you can tell that they still care about him. And the company, they're putting the rocket behind him. So all you can really do now is, like, okay, let's
Let's see.
let's see let's see what he can do. And if I'm honest with you, like, if I look down at the list, there's really nobody, like they merged the titles for a reason. So you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna probably get your Roman Reigns versus Riddle, probably, I could say, Money in the Bank, and then you probably get Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. Now that's a match I'm interested in
Yeah,
because I enjoy.
I would definitely like to see that for sure.
So I can see that maybe at, like, SummerSlam, and then probably Roman versus Drew at the UK show.
Yeah, no big
So,
deal. Yeah, that's cool. Don't get me wrong. I like how, like, when they have the dynamic between Roman and Drew McIntyre, I'd be like, oh, okay, like it's like, yes, I will
and
watch this.
you may be against this, but if they want to get the WWE title off of Roman, because they're still having this man, unless they have him come out and say, "Here's one title," I still look at it
Mm-hmm.
as two titles.
Yeah,
If they want to get the WWE title off of him and put it on maybe Randy or Riddle and just keep him as the Universal
that's
Champion,
cool. That's cool.
okay. It's like, that's just how I look at it. I'm like,
I'm
okay,
cool.
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool.
So,
Hey,
but yeah, Riddle, like, I could see him, like, from that promo. Like, it wasn't the perfect promo. Like, I did space out a few times, but from what I saw on Raw, I
I can see
enjoy.
him stepping up.
Yeah, I could see him stepping up. And then, speaking of stepping up, you got the ultimate dick rider, Sami Zayn. uh,
Oh
he's
man, they left him. Like, I'm sorry, but when I saw that, I was like, bro, You know exactly where you stand now, like for sure. You just like they like we out. We ain't finna deal with this. Not today.
Hey man, if they want to use Sammy as the bloodline scapegoat, so we won't have to keep seeing the Usos getting pinned whenever
Like
they're in the
it's
match with
cool.
Roman,
Like I
I,
just
I,
laugh.
I don't mind.
It's
I don't know.
hilarious.
It it really is. Did you watch any of NXT this week?
I watched a little bit of NXT. I did see they had like the women going at it where they're doing like it's called
The,
Women's NXT
the
something.
breakout tournament?
Yeah. So I did like watch a little bit of that, and I'm just like, okay, this is not so bad. I just want to go ahead and see the breakout tournament already. Who gonna win in that like alone? But other than that, it's not so bad. I did see like the
Turf
segment
War.
when they talked about that the turf war and Cameron Grimes and stuff too. So I think it was pretty neat. But that I knew that was gonna trip me out for like a little bit. I was like, oh, like so we just gonna have a nice little brawl for now.
Yeah,
Like just go ahead.
a nice mob war, mafia and all that good stuff.
I'm like, all right.
And you mentioned the breakout tournament. What you think about the replacement for Nikita Lyons, Tiffany
Yeah,
Stratton?
Tiffany. Yeah, I hmm, I don't know right now.
I feel like if I would take her more serious if she dropped the daddy's little girl gimmick.
Yeah, yeah, I'll say that because
Because
when I saw her come out with the outfit, I was like, all right, is there a way we can like jazz this up? Like,
it's not even just that. It's like her dialogue is so fucking cringe.
yeah, like let's change.
Daddy
Yeah,
tells me
yeah,
this.
like let's change this.
You look. It's like they're trying to build you up as the next Trish Stratus, but the dialogue is not Trish Stratus
Right.
at all. It's cringy. It sounds like I'm listening to an episode of White Chicks or Legally Blonde 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I was like, yeah, this is a lot.
Not even a lot. It's just terrible. And then speaking of more women, it looks like they're building to Wendy Chu as the next challenger for Mandy Rose. What you think about the game? I like her theme song. Her theme song
I
always
do
gets a bop out of
too.
me. So
I really do like her theme song. I do want her to win the belt though. I do for
like,
real.
do you think there's like a ceiling for this type of character? Because like she's like I'm talking about with the whole
Whole sleep
overall,
mask and
the whole overalls,
PJs on.
yeah.
I think she's gonna break out of it eventually.
Because
I think this is just a cover up.
the person behind it is talented because she was the zombie for the longest with Xia Li when they was in NXT when it was black and gold, and now she's doing this she's getting cheered. So it's like I don't really listen to social media like that, but it's more so like when I listen to the in ring, I mean in the arena and the reaction, and she's a vibe with me. So
Yeah, I like her. I like her for real.
another thing that annoys me though is like I'm ready for them to get back on the road though.
Yeah, that
I'm
would
ready
be nice.
because the crowd in attendance they have a tendency of trying to hijack the show when it doesn't need to be. And I already know you got some people on social media like, oh, they're not ready for the role. How do you know?
How do you know that?
How do you know if they've never been on the
Man.
road? Like you can't like I hate when people try to box it in like they want new stuff. Like they want new and they want innovative and they want new characters. But then when the company, I know you people just hate WWE because of LOL WWE, and I get it sometimes. Sometimes it's like LOL WWE, but it's like I can't. I'm not finna just sit here and act like WWE doesn't need help. Like there's rumors that this, or if you believe, I try not to dig into dirt sheets and all that stuff because that's not my cup of tea. But it's like there's rumors that the brand split is about to end. So,
Right.
and let's be real, to prevent them from doing that, they need more people. And to get more people, they need to train these people in NXT to like be prepared for the role, be prepared for character changes and all that stuff. You have to train them. Let's just be real. You may not agree with WWE's philosophy and releasing people and all that stuff, but you just gotta be, let's just call a spade a spade. They need help on Raw and SmackDown. Because there's only so much of Roman, there's only so much of RK Bro, there's only so much of Usos, there's only so much of all these people that I can stomach before I get bored. There's only so many rematches I can take. It's literally Raw. If you watch Raw, it's literally rematches.
Like the same thing. Yeah.
It's literally the same show. And same on SmackDown. It's literally the same thing. Like, they need help. And instead of joining the bandwagon of just bashing them, I'm going to sit back,
find a way and help them.
I'm going to sit back and be like, hey, here's my opinion. And if they listen to my opinion, cool. If they don't, whatever. But it's like, yo, let's not kid ourselves and just be like, oh, is NXT 2.0? This is the worst product on TV. Like, bro, have you seen? I've seen worse. Trust me.
Right.
I've sat through 2009, 2010 Raw and SmackDown. And it was so bad that I blacked it out of my memory. So whenever I see some like flashbacks to that year, I'll be like, oh yeah, that did happen. Because it's like, oh,
I'm like, oh dang, yeah, I do remember that now. And then it'll be dawned on me until I'm like, whoa, like, I watched that.
I'm like, I actually sat there and watched through that. I actually told someone that I was a wrestling fan watching this shit.
It's like, wait.
It's like I was sitting there, I'm like, I actually told someone that I'm a wrestling fan watching this shit. Like, oh, okay. 2010, 2011. I think once mid 2011, spring 2011 hit, that's when it started getting interesting. And then it really got interesting when Brock came back. So that's why I'm like, okay, this is interesting now. But 2009, 2010, boy, nope. Like, they have a few gems. It's a few gems in there. I still laugh to this day. I'm still laughing to this day that my first legally purchased pay-per-view for WWE was WrestleMania 27, and that shit was buns.
I think so. When my granddad was living at the time, he literally like had pay-per-view, so we didn't have no worries on if like, okay, like how we gonna watch this? Go straight to our granddaddy house, like no big deal. And he'll be down for watching it too. He'd be like, yeah, sure, why not? And y'all ain't gotta pay for it.
And then let them sit there and try to, and don't let them be casual. Don't let them be casuals. They be like, can you explain to me? I can't tell you.
Nah, they don't do that. Like, not on my. I want to say it's only like a few people on my dad's side that still like enjoy wrestling, but on my mom's side, oh yeah, they are fine with it. Like, they will tap in every now and then, but then what gets me is like the new characters. Like, we just be like, look, if you ask us, number one, we're not gonna tell you. Go do your homework.
No, I ain't gonna do all that. I'll be like,
especially me, I'm not gonna tell you nothing. I'm just gonna be like, get out.
The thing is, what I would do, I wouldn't even tell nobody to get out, because hey, more people watch it with me, the merrier.
Well, yeah.
But it's like more so with me. I'll probably like, I would tell them straight. I'm like, yeah, that person's boring. Wait till this person.
Oh yeah,
like if it's somebody born, right in front of me, I'll be like, okay,
yeah, this one sucks.
I'll be like, don't worry about this one. But I'll tell you about who is coming up, and then I'll tell you, I'm like, okay, I'll tell you about your Romans, I'll tell you about your Hangman pages, I'll tell you about your Miros, I'll tell you about all these people that are interesting to me. But anybody that is bun cheeks, like deep fried, overcooked ass cheeks, then
I'm like, I'm gonna let you know right now.
I'm gonna let you know right now. This is not for you. This is not.
Oh man,
This is not it. But did you catch AEW this week?
No, I did not catch AEW because I was working.
Hey, it's all good. I got you covered on the results, so you can catch it right now. You can catch it You can catch it right now. It was actually
Double or Nothing, but yeah,
it was actually a pretty solid show. Like was it perfect? No, no, no. But it was actually
No.
pretty. It was actually pretty solid. They started off the show with the steel cage match between Wartlow and the chairman Sean Spears. MJF was the special guest referee, and MJF for some reason decided to embrace his inner Shawn Michaels with his attire. And if you don't know what I mean, but if you go back to the late before Shawn Michaels became a born again Christian, whenever he guest referee, he wore booty shorts.
Yes.
So MJF, for whatever reason, decided to wear booty shorts of his own.
He said he came to pay tribute.
And I'm like,
he was paying homage.
He was paying homage, and I'm like, dude, never do that again. Never.
Hey, speaking of booty shorts, did you see that thing? I don't know if you saw this on Instagram or not. They talking about like the Hoochie Daddy.
Oh, the Hoochie Daddy shorts. Hey, I got some on right now. What you talking about? What? Hey, it's Hoochie Daddy season.
Like, wait.
It's Hoochie Daddy season now. Come on now, don't.
I was like, oh snap! I said, y'all done started something coming out. Like,
it's Hoochie Daddy season now. Come on now. Hey.
Oh man. I hollered. I was like, yo.
Hey.
Well,
Hey,
get
come on
hands.
now.
I'm like, who started the era first? Like, let's do that.
The 80s, the 70s. It's been out for decades.
A while. Like,
if anybody else who tells you
years.
anybody who tells you different are lying to themselves. It's been out. Like anybody who tries to tell you that anything is new,
it's not.
It ain't new. It's rehashed. Let's be real. No. But the stipulations of this match is if Wartlow wins per contract stipulations, he earns his match against MJF this Sunday at Double or Nothing. It pretty much gave it away that they put the graphic up for it. I'm like, y'all not finna go through all this creating this match graphic just for a match that's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But Wartlow was obviously escorted out to the ring in handcuffs by AEW security detail. Most of them were members of the DPW roster, obviously. MJF couldn't find the handcuff keys to unlock Wartlow, so Sean Spears jumped the shackled Wartlow. Jim Ross was mumbling, as always, with his, "It's a stack that Wartlow is still handcuffed." Wartlow pushed Spears back with a kick, but MJF gouged Warlow's eyes. They double shoulder blocked Wartlow, shoving him face first into the steel cage. MJF spat at Wartlow, and then Wartlow broke the handcuffs off. So basically, he broke off the Party City handcuffs. Sean Spears tried to escape the cage, but Wartlow scaled the fence and shoved Spears down. Wartlow followed up with a senton from the top, but he looked like he barely got this man. Like it looked like if he would have leaped a little bit more, he would have landed back first. That's how much of hops that Wartlow has. So MJF begged. So basically, he went for a pin, but MJF did not even pin at all. So MJF begged Wartlow to hit him because he knew if Wartlow touched MJF, their match Double or Nothing would be called off. MJF hit Wartlow with a low blow from behind. So basically, this was a 2-on-1 handicap match, and it was at this point I realized that the steel cage was basically useless. Because I'm like, to me, I feel like steel cage matches are feud enders, and not so much as like something you just say, "Hey, here's the peak of the feud." But obviously they did double team. MJF hit a low blow from behind, and Spears planted Wartlow with a C4. MJF tried to fast count on Wartlow, but Wartlow still kicked out. Spears walked out of the cage to retrieve a steel chair. Spears tried to hit Wartlow with the chair, but Wartlow ducked, and Spears accidentally smashed MJF with the chair. Okay. Wartlow began conducting the powerbomb symphony on Sean Spears. Bryce Remsburg then ran to the ring to take over for an unconscious MJF, and Wartlow powerbombed Spears on a steel chair and then pinned him. Here's my only critique. I thought for some reason, they were going to recreate. You remember back in the Attitude Era where it was Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon And it was at one point Vince McMahon was like the special referee.
Yes.
And I think Mick Foley knocked him out accidentally, and Stone Cold used Vince's hand to count the pin. I thought they were going to do
Yeah.
that, but they didn't do it, obviously. But I was like, that was a small little like, why you didn't do that? But it didn't. I didn't lose any sleep over it. I still enjoyed the match, but I still feel like one, the steel cage wasn't needed. They could have just did a no DQ match with MJF as the referee, and two, I feel like that was a missed opportunity with the recreating of it. But other than that, it was a fun opener for Dynamite. One thing I would say, I'll probably give my opinion on the finish of this match between MJF and Wartlow when we get to our preview and predictions bit.
Okay.
Next up, we get the AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page and CM Punk face to face before their match this coming Sunday at Double or Nothing. Tony Schiavone was in the ring to interview the champion and the challenger. Both men, it was a highly intense situation. CM Punk said, "I think it's safe to say that the biggest moment of my career happened right here in Las Vegas." I'm guessing he's mentioning the pipe bomb from WWE back in 2011.
Okay.
I am grateful to be in the position I am in. I love all of you fans across the world, and I plan to walk into Double or Nothing on Sunday as challenger and very respectfully walking out as the champion. Hangman Page then responded and said, "I said exactly what I was going to do to you, CM Punk, and did I stutter? There is nothing that you can do to me to take this championship away from me." Punk then responded, "I'm not exactly sure why you seem to be taking this so personally. You're possibly the toughest SOB on this roster, and you hold the gold for a reason. This is just business. To me, it's my title shot. This is not personal." Hangman then responded and said, I said 3 weeks ago exactly what I was going to do to you. I said I was going to destroy you, annihilate you, embarrass you. And I did not mean at Double or Nothing. I meant right now. See, I've been waiting for the moment, not for weeks, but for months. Now that we're here in this moment, I realize I can't do it. Not because I'm afraid I get fired, not because I'm afraid of you, but the more I thought about what I wanted to say to you, I realized it's exactly what you would do. And I just don't think it's the right thing to do. I don't hate you. I almost pity you. And I have no respect for what you've done since you've gotten here. I don't think you get what it means to be champion. And those small, quiet moments when no one is watching, that's what makes a champion. You talk about great workers. You've shown the exact opposite since you've gotten here. I will be defending All Elite Wrestling from you. That man said that with his chest. CM Punk said, "Like I said, I don't know why you're taking this personally. You're kind of talking in circles, and it's a big riddle. And if you're so upset that I'm here, you have to do something about it on Sunday. Those roads you traveled to get here, remember, they were paved by me. This house that you built, it was constructed with lumber from trees that I chopped down. I gave you the blueprint. You will shake my hand Sunday. In fact, you'll shake my hand right now. All your misplaced anger, you're mad at yourself." Punk urged Page to shake his hand, then nudged him, like did a little shove, and then Page hit him with a forearm to the mat with a stiff shot, and that was your final encounter between champion and challenger before Sunday. Now, to give my analysis on this, I feel like CM Punk is a heel portraying a babyface.
Okay.
The reason why I say this is because if you go back in history, you know how people like to say long-term story booking or whatever.
Yes.
CM Punk, they once say he's an asshole. Eddie Kingston, he's not a liar. He's an asshole. The person who MJF, he said he's an asshole. I see them like this is CM Punk saying, "Hey, I'm an asshole." Because if you look at his track record of ever being a world champion and everything, I think I saw this on Twitter somewhere. I can't remember the exact username that said it, but credit to them. And he said when CM Punk was the Ring of Honor world champion, he went against the company.
Mm-hmm.
When CM Punk became the WWE champion, he went against the company.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what Hangman Adam Page is saying, hey, I'm trying to keep him from going against this company that we've built. So in order for me to keep him from doing that, he cannot be world champion.
Okay.
That's the story that just sold me for this match. I'm sorry. If you did not like,
Sounds
you don't
like a lot of innuendos.
Yeah, they're not, and that's one thing that's my only gripe with AEW is like they don't really tell you right out. You have to figure it out yourself. Tell me. Treat me like I'm a
tell me.
Treat me like I'm a casual. Treat me like I'm a casual viewer.
Tell me. Don't keep me in the dark.
Like tell me what am I supposed to be reading from this? This is not telling me anything. You're just talking. Tell me. I don't understand this. Treat me like tell me like I'm in the 4th grade. That's how I feel. Like tell me
like okay, this is what's gonna happen.
It's like if you don't tell me, I'm gonna be like, so.
Yeah, I will say one thing. Like that's one thing about me. I don't like being left in the dark. Like
Especially,
I don't like being left in
casual.
suspense. Just up and say it, like, because it's like, do you know what I have to do if I'm left in suspense? Do you know how much preparation I have to do? Like, let's just say it now.
You know how little I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all have to understand this. I am always, when I watch wrestling now, I am under the influence of something. So if I don't get it, initially I'm gonna be like, what?
Well, that's it.
I'm like, so what is this you talking about? What? Because my brain is already halfway checked out if it's not entertaining.
It's like, this is it.
Like tell me what's up. Like what? What?
Like, yeah, it started. Like when you know, when you feel it, you're just like, yeah, it's kicking in.
You be like, hey,
yeah.
Go.
Like this is it. I know where this is going.
Like, all right, I done zoned out. What are you talking about?
Oh man. Man,
what?
I can't tell you how many moments I done had with that.
You be like, what?
Or I just look at you and be looking blank. Like, you good? Mm-hmm. Do you know what's going on? I have no idea.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
And be so honest about it too. Just
be so confused.
I would never say I do know what's going on. I won't even pretend. That's just not who I am.
Like,
oh man.
like
I don't know what you want from me.
Some reason, moving on in the back, Chris Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society attacked the brother with a fireball. I say you would do that with a brother. Mm-hmm. Oh, bitch ass nigga. Moving on, we got the Blackpool Comeback Clubs, William Regal and the Jericho Appreciation Society leader, the Wizard. Why does this man call himself the Wizard? The Wizard, Chris Jericho. They were on commentary for this next match, which was Jon Moxley and the Mad King, Eddie Kingston versus. Oh my God, is that Private Party? So basically, you said what now?
I said, why they had to name it that?
No, it's a Private Party.
Yeah, I know.
That's basically
stop being negative.
It's just basically that's basically what it is. So basically, the ending of the match, it was basically a glorified job match because
figures.
The Private Party, for some reason, they've been knocked down. They are so talented in the ring, but they've been knocked down the totem pole to the point where I'm like, okay. So basically, Quinn connected with a shooting star press on Moxley, but Moxley kicked out. Cassidy tagged in, and Private Party was searching for a silly string, but Moxley and Kingston neutralized Private Party. Moxley then used hammer and anvil elbows on Cassidy, while Moxley followed up with a paradigm shift and pinned Cassidy, while giving Jericho and his crew the middle finger. He said 1, 2, 3, yeah, bitch. The Jericho Appreciation Society then sprinted down the ring to attack Kingston and Moxley. Brian Danielson and Santana and Ortiz quickly followed to even up the odds. All hell broke loose ahead of. I'm guessing they're going to wrestle on this Sunday's Double or Nothing in an Anarchy in the Arena match. Whatever the fuck that means. That's going to be a match. I can tell you one thing: Chris Jericho is going to suffer for this," said William Regal as they moved on from this match. And then the next match that happened, I'm not going to even lie to you. I didn't care. It was the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match. It was the ROH Tag Team Champs FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler versus Roppongi Vice of Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. Okay, this match ended basically via a double disqualification, I believe, because they were Roppongi Vice were looking for the strong zero, but Dax rolled up Trent for a near fall. Trent came back with a victory roll on Dax, but Dax kicked out. Roppongi Vice finally connected with the strong zero, but Jeff Cobb and the Great Okan from New Japan stormed the ring and attacked FTR and Roppongi Vice. Cobb gave Rocky a nasty tour of the islands, and the match ended in a disqualification. So for those of you who forgot, they're already starting to build for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view it was just a joint event between New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW. And I'm guessing Jeff Cobb and the Great Okan stormed to the ring. They're representing the United Empire. And I am going to say this with all due respect. What the fuck is a United Empire? And why should I care?
Oh man.
When they said that, I was like, huh? Okay. They're coming after the ROH Tag Team Championships, I guess. Cool.
Like, so this what we doing?
Like, moving on. That's literally how I was. I'm like, okay, anyway. Then we had the triple threat match. It was the superstar in absolute Ricky Starks versus the iciest individual I've ever seen wrestle, Swerve Strickland, versus the Georgia the Jungle cosplayer, Jungle Jack Perry.
I don't know why I keep getting him and Jungle Boy confused.
They're the same people. They're Jungle Boy.
Oh, yeah,
I just call him Jungle. I just call him Jungle Jack because that's what JR calls him for some reason.
Oh gosh.
Jungle Jack Perry. Jungle Jack Perry. So yeah, this match was actually it was fun. If I would tell you to check out a match that you haven't checked out, I would say check out this one in particular. The winner of the match was obviously Swerve Strickland with the Swerve Stomp, but it was something that Ricky said during when they was going to commercial break. I think he had hit a move or he was going for a move, and I guess he didn't want to hit Swerve legitimately because that would have like hurt his face. But for some reason, a fan tried to, I guess, correct him or something, and Ricky was having none of it at all, and I just bust out laughing. I believe he said something like this. Hold on one second. Let me make sure nothing else is playing in the background. Here we go. 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 He said,
The upper hand in this three-way match that will continue in picture.
Yeah, your daddy should have missed you when he came.
Oh,
In this three-way match that
whoa, dude. Oh my gosh. Wow.
He He was not having none of that. Like,
I see that.
so now everybody going forward, do not
He is like
piss off.
having the day, ain't he?
Do
Like,
not piss. Nah. I agree with that. I agree with him for saying that because it's like
Lord.
for some reason these fans got in the habit of
Yeah, they
just
got
saying.
out of hand. Like,
No, they get in the habit of just saying shit just to think that, oh, ain't nobody been saying nothing. He's like,
yeah.
bro, oh, you missed. Oh, your daddy
Yeah,
should have missed when
okay.
he came.
Like, don't
So
play
he
with
said
me.
he basically said your daddy should have pulled out or your mama should have pulled out.
Like, dang, yo. He was like, I got you too. Like, don't play with me.
I bet that dude was sitting there
I
looking
am
like
not
this.
the
He was like,
one.
he was like, what the fuck? He was trying. He had to. I'm pretty sure he
He
said something.
was not playing with him. Like,
I'm pretty sure he said something under his breath that he was like,
like, yeah.
that's why you suck.
Like, you think this was a joke?
You think this is a game? You think I'm playing with you, son?
I'm like, man, some of these fans, they just don't know. Like y'all,
I'm
they're
saying they
people
bold
too.
until they bold until they get punched in the mouth. And a
Mhm.
lot of these people keep forgetting they haven't been punched in the mouth before, or they haven't been punched in the mouth yet, and they need to. Next up, we get Tony Schiavone. He was on the ramp to interview AEW Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa was responding to what went down last week. Tony, I want you to see my face. This is the real me. This is the face of someone who has worked and earned everything she has, that has never complained. And Serena Deeb, you are no champion. Serena, you complained. You're a little petty about this. You blame your past on others, but maybe you should look in the mirror and blame yourself. On Sunday, you're not going to see this face. On Sunday, the war paint comes on. On Sunday, I will teach you a lesson of respect for disrespecting Tony, my mentor Dustin, all of the fans, and especially the AEW Women's World Champion. I will hunt you forever. I'm not really a fan of how they've been building this Women's World title feud, but I already know the match is going to bang. You got two veterans in there that's going to knock it out of the park. Whatever they do, I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it. Then the first match of the Owen Hart Women's Tournament, I guess this is a semifinal. Toni Storm versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. This was a decent match. I'm not gonna lie and tell you I was paying attention because around the time it's like it was 9:45 or 9:35 ish. Around that time, my medicine kicks into high gear, and I zone out a lot of times if it's not an interesting or like it was a decent match. I'm not saying it was terrible, but it was a decent match. The end basically came when Jamie Hayter came down to the ring. Baker used the twisted neck breaker on Storm for a 2 count. Baker tried to rip the ripcord lariat, but Tony ducked her head under to avoid it. Toni Storm hit Hayter off the ring apron. Britt grabbed the ropes and used them to pin Toni Storm, and Britt Baker advances to the finals. And I can already tell you, social media lost their mind because I'm guessing a lot of people are over the Britt Baker always cheating to win gimmick. I mean, what do you expect? It's just another LOL Britt Baker match.
Man.
And then we get the main event of the evening. It's the Ring of Honor World Television Champion Samoa Joe versus Red Dragons Kyle O'Reilly in the Owen Hart men's semifinal. You got I actually enjoyed this one. It was basically Samoa Joe saying, "Hey, bitch, you better have my money."
Poor Rihanna.
That's literally what he was like. I'm about to fuck you up. That's basically.
Yeah, hey, and congratulations to Rihanna too. Got a little baby boy. Congrats. Sorry, I just had to throw that out.
Oh, she has a kid. Oh,
she got a little boy.
That lets you know how checked out I am on people's vlogs. I'm like, oh, she has a kid.
She had a little boy. Yeah.
So basically, Samoa Joe defeated Kyle O'Reilly via submission or via the rear naked choke. And Kyle, I guess he was trying to use his previously injured arm, but Joe forced him to pass out. It was a solid match. It was a solid main event. It was like both men. Like I know a lot of people aren't really a fan of Kyle O'Reilly's style of wrestling. I actually enjoy it. He's he wrestled all over the world for a reason. He's not some slouch that's just getting by. He's actually pretty solid when he's given the material. Samoa Joe wins, and he'll take on Adam Cole on Sunday in the finals of the Owen Hart men's. I guess it was the Owen Hart Cup. I guess that's what it goes. So obviously, as to end the show, Adam Cole Bebe walked onto the ramp and had a stare down with Samoa Joe to end the broadcast. Rampage will be at 6:30 on Friday live. So I'm off Friday, so I have nothing to do. So I'll probably check it out. And if it's terrible, we'll talk about it next week. If it's good, we'll talk about it next week. If it's terrible, we're gonna ignore it. I'm gonna act like it never happened. But that was AEW Dynamite. Like I said, it wasn't like the greatest go home because I feel like they're building to. I feel like the Double or Nothing is a solid. It's a fun match card on paper, but it felt like the build wasn't like top notch because they're building two pay-per-views at the same time. They're falling into that WWE trap of building two shows at the same time, and you're going to cross over. Like they're finna start building to Forbidden Door, which is in, I believe, when is it? Is it June, July?
I know it's sometime in the summer.
Yeah, it's sometime doing it, but yeah, whenever Forbidden Door happens, that's when they're going to they're building to the at the exact same time. All right, but before we move on to our Double or Nothing and preview and predictions, and we get up out of here, got to give our condolences to the family, fans, and friends of what's his name?
Ray Liotta.
Good fella.
Goodfellas.
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta.
He passed away actually today during his sleep. In his sleep while filming the new movie Dangerous Waters. He was 67 years old at the time of his death. Condolences to his fans, friends, family.
If y'all don't know who that is, y'all sleeping.
No, if y'all don't know who that is, y'all young.
Something is up.
No, they don't know who that is. They young. That's pretty much. That's all. I give them that excuse.
Young and naive.
Nah, most of these people don't know who most of these people are. Most of these people, for some reason, don't know what LimeWire is. So
yes. I'm not even gonna get into that.
We're telling our age, obviously, but.
Oh man, if you never took no CD, had to, you know what? We ain't gonna do this. We are not gonna do this.
But that man has a career that's dating all the way back to the 80s. So he's been at it for a minute. He was doing a lot of shows. Like I remember seeing him on Disney Channel at some point. He was everywhere. This man was everywhere. Literally, he was getting bread. He was on Disney Channel. He was on Nickelodeon. He was on where else was he on? Like I'm looking at his film, his filmography right now, and I'm like, this dude has done literally everything. But condolences again, and rest in peace to Ray Liotta. Let's move on to the AEW Double or Nothing preview and predictions. I'm going to pull up the match card right now, and by looking at this match card, this is going to be a long ass show.
It is. Like when I looked at that flyer, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be long.
This is gonna be a long ass show. So on the pre-show or the kickoff, whatever you want to call it, you got Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling in the tag team match. I'm going with Hookhausen. Who you got?
I just want to watch it.
Hookhausen it is, 2 for 2. And then we got for the main card, we have for the AEW TBS Women's Championship, you have Jade Cargill with Kiera Hogan and Red Velvet, aka Team Baddies or the Baddies.
I'm going with Jade on this
versus
one.
Anna Jay in a random match that could have been saved for Rampage, but here we are.
I'm going with Jade.
Obviously.
Jade Cargill.
2 for 2 for Jade. 2 for 2 for Jade. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and write down these preview and predictions so we can actually keep track, because we try to live tweet on Twitter whenever we get our predictions correct. So for the kickoff, we both said Hookhausen.
You know, it'd be cool. Like we start a poll. Like, you know how they be doing the little Twitter poll, or how they do on Instagram, where you take the little picture and be like, "Oh, who you got?" And then they put like the little poll up with the percentages. That'd be neat. Like, who you got? Like on Twitter, like, you got this one or you got this one. Like,
I'll probably do that in the future. I just gotta remember. Jay Cargill, we 1-for-1 on that one. Okay. The next match we have the House of Black, Malachi Black and Buddy Murphy. Oh, I'm saying Buddy Murphy like he's still in WWE. Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews and Brody King versus Death Triangle, Pac, Penta Oscuro, and Ray Phoenix with Alex Abrahantes
I got
in a
Black.
6-man tag team. You going with House of Black?
I'm going with House of Black.
My question is, whatever happened to Julia Hart? Wasn't she supposed to turn?
Yeah, like what? I'm glad I was not the only one that noticed that. I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing with her? Like, what's going on here?
But the moment we called it on Twitter, oh, you gotta be patient. They've been doing this shit forever.
Oh, I don't want to be patient.
He's Malachi Black squirted in Julia Hart's face months ago.
I don't want to be patient.
No, the problem is I don't mind being patient, but don't take too long to the point where I don't care anymore. I'm getting to that point where I don't even care anymore. So when it does happen, I'm be like, okay, whatever, moving on. Because the moment that you teased her to turn, the crowd pop because they thought like, oh, it's about to happen, and then you didn't do it. And now we haven't seen her on TV since. So I'm like, if she doesn't do something on this pay-per-view, I won't ask no more. I won't ask no more. That's all I'm gonna say. So we both chose House of Black. 1-1. Next up, we have I'm guessing it's a dream match for some people. I've seen it already, but the Hardys, Matt and Jeff versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, in a tag team match. Who you going for?
Don't get me wrong. I love the Hardys. I love them to death. I do. But I do want to see the other team like win pretty much in this one. I just wanted to be solid. That's all I really asked for. I do want to be a nice, good, solid match like between the two.
So you're going with the Young Bucks,
yeah.
And I'm going with the Hardys.
I want to see. Like
I just sense them putting the whole nostalgia thing. I just sense them putting the Hardys over, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Young Bucks win because it'll probably be just another Young Buck match. Next up, we got the Jericho Appreciation Society: Chris Jericho, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker, Daniel Garcia, and Jake Hager versus Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and the Blackpool Comeback Club in an Anarchy in the Arena match. It's basically a tornado style match with weapons everywhere.
Eddie Kingston.
So you're going with the Blackpool Comeback Club and company.
Eddie Kingston.
We both going with this, but I just see them doing some shenanigans with the Jericho Appreciation Society. So we're going to say the BCC, not the BBC. Buff Bagwell, who said BBC for some reason, but it's BCC. BCC, Blackpool Comeback Club, not Big Black.
Yeah, let's move on. We ain't even finna get into that.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Next up, we have MJF versus Wartlow, where if MJF wins, Wartlow cannot. No, scratch this. If Wartlow wins, he will be granted his release from his contract with MJF. Basically, he's free to do whatever he wants. If MJF wins, Wartlow will be permanently banned from signing with AEW in kayfabe. He's actually signed to the company, but in storyline, he won't be able to be signed. Now, before you give your prediction, there's MJF is still arguably the biggest heel in AEW, and he's going to eventually be the world champion. I feel like the only way that they can save face without him losing another pay-per-view back to back is for this to go to a knockout finish. And what I mean by knockout finish, I haven't seen a ring break in quite some time. Like I remember back in the Attitude Era where Big Show, Undertaker, and all these people would choke slam people through the ring.
Yes. That would be nice to
For
see a
some
ring
reason,
break.
I wouldn't mind seeing Wartlow powerbomb MJF through the ring to cause a referee stoppage. That way, it can keep MJF strong and not suffer another loss, like a pinfall loss or a submission loss. And it can keep him strong to possibly challenge for the world title. And it can also keep Wartlow stronger, obviously, as a dominant force. Like, hey, I destroyed this man to get out of my contract. What makes you think? What do you think I'm going to do to you?
Right. Like I think that'll be pretty awesome though, just to see. But yeah, about the ring break, yes. Like I'm all for
That's
it.
not wax. If not a rain break, they can go the TNA route. Like if they do that ramp to the ring again, they can have Wartlow powerbomb MJF through the ramp.
Yeah,
I just want to see
Just
Wartlow. I
bring
just
it.
want to see MJF die, basically.
Like I'm just ready for it. Like bring it. Like that's all I ask.
So you going with Wartlow in this one too?
Yeah, I'll go with him on this one. Yeah, like I gotta see it.
The next match is the finals of the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. It'll be Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus the winner of the Ruby Soho and Chris Statlander match on Rampage on Friday. I saw this match live when they was in Atlanta. I actually enjoyed it, probably more than the other matches outside of the CM Punk versus Lee Moriarty match. If this is the new version of Chris Statlander, because I believe they're dropping the whole alien gimmick, and she's just going to be a badass from New York, I can see them putting the win on Ruby for some reason.
Yeah, I want Ruby Soho to win this one, to be honest. I wouldn't mind seeing her win anyway, but yeah.
The only way I can see them
want her to win.
if Ruby Soho wins on Rampage and they put the title, and they put it Britt Baker versus Ruby in the finals. The only way I can see this making sense is Ruby gets her win back from when she lost to Britt back when they was in that stadium.
That makes a lot of sense. It does. It's actually perfect. That makes a lot of sense.
So we both going with Ruby Soho.
I'm not knocking it. I'll go with Ruby.
And next up, we have for the men's final of the Owen Hart Cup is Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. Who do you got?
Cole. I got Cole.
I can see why. I can see why.
I got Cole.
If Cole wins, I see them putting the thing on Britt and doing like a whole power couple bullshit. But either way, I hope Samoa Joe wins. I just want Samoa. I want Samoa Joe. I just want Samoa Joe to win them all.
I'm just like, let's try if Cole can beat him. Let's see. That's so funny. Yeah, I just want Samoa Joe. Period. The end. I want nobody else.
Yeah.
I've made my decision.
Next up, we have Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with Christian Cage versus Team Taz, Ricky Starks, and Powerhouse Hobbs with Taz versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland in a 3-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. If that triple threat match on Dynamite was any indication, this match is going to steal the show. Who do you have winning this one? Team Taz, the Jurassic Jungle Boy Express, whatever the fuck their name is, or Swerve in Our Glory being Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland?
I'll go with Swerve Strickland.
So Swerve in Our Glory?
Yeah.
If it's like I'm tied between Swerve in Our Glory and Team Taz.
Team Taz.
I want Ricky to win it all because the way he handled that fan, I'm like, bro, Put all the titles on him. But I'm gonna have to go with you on this one. Swerve and Keith Lee for the dub. So Swerve and Our Glory is both of our prediction.
Yeah.
Then the last two matches for our preview and predictions is Thunder Rosa defending the Women's World Championship versus Serena Deeb. Who do you got going for this one? I got Thunder Rosa.
Oh, you got Thunder Rosa?
Yeah. You got Serena?
Yeah. It'll be shocking if she wins. Like, that's why I'm like, yeah, like, I'll try it. Like, yeah.
You just throwing it out there. You like, let's just throw it for a loop and just say, hey, let's just put Serena out there. so she won't feel underappreciated or disrespected.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then in the main event of the evening, more than likely, it is Hangman Adam Page defending the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk. After that promo, who do you think going away with the dub on this one? I got the Hangman.
I got the Hangman. Yeah, I got the Hangman.
Got the Hangman Adam Page.
I got the Hangman.
It would be funny if both of us are wrong.
I know. We just like
oh, okay.
I'm be like, why did I watch this again?
This is gonna be a long show, and I'm like, when I looked at this, I said, you know what? I'm making an executive decision right now. We are not reviewing this show.
I'm like,
We'll talk about it on the next episode of the GRESH Unleashed podcast, because this show is gonna be long because they suck at keeping time. They suck at doing a 3 hours. Can y'all just do a 3 hour pay-per-view at least once? I just want a 3 hour pay-per-view. I understand y'all do rare pay-per-views, but y'all gotta understand, and especially if it's on a Sunday. If it's on a Sunday, can y'all make it shorter? But if it's on a Saturday, I don't care how long y'all go, because I ain't got to go to work the next day. But still, it's a Sunday pay-per-view. More than likely going to end on Monday morning at midnight.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm already gonna be tired because the wedding at 4:00.
Boy, so yeah, we probably
4:00 in the evening.
We're not gonna review this show, but that was your preview and predictions for AEW Double or Nothing 2022. I'm actually intrigued, and probably 4 matches out of 11. And that is the House of Black, the Joe Cole match, the triple threat match. I guess you could say the Anarchy match, as well as the main event. That's about it.
I'm down for it. Let's just do it.
Well, we pretty much covered the top 3 trending topics at the top of the podcast with our thoughts and opinions on everything that's going on in the world. And with that being said, you guys, it's about that time. We're running out of time. If you are new around here, make sure you follow us on social media. You follow me at Josh Gresham RG. You can follow her on Twitter at Suela the Bandit 3, or at what is your at on IG again?
See, now I gotta pull out my phone. Like,
that's your fault for not having the same at. Like, I was smart about it.
I wasn't trying to get hacked. Like, I was like, nah.
All my links are the same. All my links are they remain the same.
It is Riddle Bandit 45 _. So if y'all trying to learn how to spell that, it's RIBELLE and then Bandit and then 45 and _. So yeah, y'all can check us out. And also, if y'all have any friends from Guyana, it is Guyana Independence Day. So shout outs to them. Also, I got more good news too. If you ever trying to travel to Trinidad and Tobago, they finally said that you don't have to have a vaccination card anymore. You just have to make sure you come with a negative COVID test 48 hours before you enter into their country, which is cool. So yeah, but yeah,
that lets you know I'm so checked out.
One day, so I'm just like, yes, finally.
That lets you know I'm so checked out, because I was like, did she just say taco?
No.
I want to say I want some tacos.
Oh man, but yes. Other than that, y'all make sure y'all have a good day tomorrow and any other day.
Stay safe out there, please.
Please.
Be safe, hug your kids extra tight, hug your loved ones extra tight, because seeing what's still going on in the world and stuff that's not even being reported yet is heartbreaking. And
Be aware of your surroundings.
be aware of your surroundings and thoughts, and I'm just telling you this right now. You can say your thoughts and prayers and your condolences, but that's not enough. We need more. We need more change. We need more in society. We need more everything going on. And with that being said, we'll more likely be back next Thursday, 9 p.m. I'm off again. So whenever we're not live, it's because I'm at work or she's at work or we're both at work, because this podcast isn't our full-time job yet. We're working on it. But until then, we will try our best to bring you all the most entertaining thing in the world possible, whether it's about wrestling or in real life. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. And as we always say, remember to always eat, sleep, flex,
Flex,
and repeat. We out. B.
Ah.